Okay, so last but not least, we have total task chaining. As the name implies, total task chaining is when you teach the complete behavior or the total behavior chain one step after another. Total task is what most teachers or parents naturally use to teach a skill. So like, okay, turn the water on, now soap up your hands, good, now scrub your hands together, etc., right? The adult walks the child through each step, prompting as necessary, okay? For a child with autism, this might be too complex of a teaching style. For that reason, backward or forward chaining is usually more commonly used for kiddos with autism. So, more specific example of this, let's take the toothbrushing instance. So you might say, hey, brush your teeth. They go pick up the toothbrush. They put it under the water. They put a little bit of toothpaste on. Good, you're reinforcing as they go along. Then they go to put it in their mouth, but maybe they just start sucking on it. So then you stop, you intersperse, and then you say, brush your teeth. And then you do guidance to help them brush their teeth using least to most prompting, right? And then when they're done brushing their teeth, that step is complete. Then again, you back off and see if they do the next step themselves. Okay, do they take it out of their mouth and put it under the water? Yes, they do. Awesome. You give verbal praise. Now, do they turn off the water? Nope, they're playing with the water in the toothbrush, right? Okay, so now you have to jump in again, guide them to turn off the water, spit, and then see if, okay, are they going to put it back in the holder? Yes, they did. Okay, good job. All right, so you see how that goes? You only prompt when necessary. You give the individual you give the opportunity to do it independently with each step. And if they don't do it independently, then you use a graduated guidance to help them complete those steps. Okay? All right. So, lastly, to create a chaining program, you need, and I know I've been using this term a little bit already, a task analysis. All right, a task analysis isn't as complicated as it might sound. It's basically the GPS or step-by-step directions to completing the skill. So a task analysis is typically created by completing the skill yourself, like me doing Mr. Potato Head, right? Or watching someone complete the skill and figuring out what are all of the steps that make up that whole behavior chain or end skill that I'm looking for them to complete. Like brushing the teeth. You watch someone brush their teeth, break it down into all of those small steps, and then that way you can actually figure out what steps they have and what steps they don't. It's very important not to just write up a task analysis based on your memory. Even simple tasks like making a sandwich can have small important steps that you may inadvertently skip. If you don't teach this step, then you really can't blame the child for not completing the step. You could also consult with a professional to do some research on how to perform a specific task. I could easily create a task analysis for toothbrushing, but if I had to teach an older client to change the oil on a car, I definitely could not easily write a task analysis for that. I would need to do some research or perhaps talk with a mechanic. All right. I am going to attach a link for you to also include some information on additional resources on task analyses and prompting. But otherwise, I suggest that you watch the videos, and if you have any further questions, feel free to reach out.